guys, this is a little bit of a different video. It's a serious-ish video. That's why I've got the ring light with the on the phone holder thing set up here. I apologize, again, as I always do in face cam videos, if I'm looking at the screen and not the camera, and also if this is a crooked angle. I have only done, I think, one face-to-face video where I'm using this setup, so it might be a little bit off-center or crooked or both. But anyways, I wanted to make this video about the whole COPPA thing. I've seen so much panic in the crafting community in the last couple of days even. I actually wasn't sure if I was going to do a video on this, and I didn't know I was going to make one today. I'm wearing a shirt, maybe I'll insert a picture. I didn't choose that on purpose, I just put it on when I got up this morning, and now I'm making this video. But the whole thing with COPPA, I've just seen so many people that I follow, and people that I don't follow, but that are in the crafting community, making videos about, you know, this is the end of my channel, or I don't know what's gonna happen, my channel might get deleted and my career is over, and it's just, stop. Everyone needs to calm down, stop panicking, and stop playing into the fear-mongering and believing the fear-mongering. Be aware of it, be concerned about it, but don't panic. But I guess I should explain, if you haven't been following the situation, the whole COPPA thing. COPPA is a law that has been around for years now. I don't know how long, but it's the law that has all these websites like Facebook and YouTube having that stipulation when you sign up saying that I am 13 or older. That's part of COPPA. It's to protect children online. So that law has been around. We've all had to comply with it before when we signed up for new social media sites or whatever. The issue here is that YouTube got caught out breaking that law. I don't know the meat of the case, but basically they were caught collecting the information of minors somehow and had to pay like $170 million or something in fines. So because of that, YouTube is now overreacting, as they do, and they are now implementing this new policy. I heard it was supposed to go in effect in December 1st. Now I'm hearing it's January 1st. Where basically, and it's already, if you make YouTube videos, it's already showing up in the back end, where you have to mark either each video individually or your whole channel as either for kids or not for kids. There's no in between. There's no, hey, anybody can watch my videos. This video may appeal to children or adults or anyone in between. And that is making people panic. And then there's a big thing if you go to the FAQ and whatnot, the FAQ, explaining that basically, like, if they find out that you are making children's videos but you've marked your channel as not for kids, they'll delete your channel and you can get fined $42,000 per video and all this stuff. And that's all just YouTube covering its butt. That's all it is. In the same way that they overreacted when they got caught out for all the stuff with the YouTube kids, like actual kid-directed videos, and how there are creepy people that will make creepy videos but disguise them as children's videos, and because of that YouTube overreacted, and that's what caused the apocalypse, and people who don't have any reason to get demonetized are getting demonetized. It's the same kind of overreaction. It's the, oh crap, we got in trouble. Instead of figuring out on the back end how we can make things better so that we don't get in trouble, we're gonna make all the creators take the blame, and they're all gonna have to say whether they have kids content or not kids content, and if we think, or our algorithms, which have been proven to not be smart, that's how people get demonetized, because their algorithms are not smart. If our algorithms decide that you're lying and you do have kids created content or kids directed content, you're gonna get your channel, this is what it looks like to people, you're gonna get your channel deleted and you're gonna get reported to the FTC and you're gonna get fined $42,000. But that's not what it is. YouTube has taken a hard line in their enforcement of the law, and that to me is the bigger problem. But people are thinking the law is the problem. Basically, the issue that crafting creators are having is the same issue that like gaming creators are having, and I'm sure there's like toy collecting channels and things like that. They're all having the same concern, which is that we're adults doing things for other adults, but if you don't know anything about that community or those videos, you might think that's for children. A lot of people, when they think of crafts, they think of, like, you know, the crafts you made as a little kid, like popsicle sticks and pom-poms and white glue. You know, video games, that's for children. Toy collecting, or just toys in general, that's for children. So, you know, people are worried, well, I do something that if you don't know anything about the community, which the algorithm won't, because the algorithm is just a machine. You know, the people are worried they're going to lose their videos, their channels, their people who are monetized and make money and it's part of their income, or worried they're going to lose money, they lose their income. I've seen some people say, well, if you're not American, it's not an issue. Yes, it is, because YouTube is in America. We're using an American service, so we have to abide by the laws of the country the service is in. So yes, I'm Canadian, but I still have to follow. I have to follow the laws of the country the service is in. I also have to follow the service's policies. So I'm probably not explaining this right. I've stopped and restarted 100 times filming this. I'm going to link a video. This is what kind of inspired me to make this video, was actually to share his video, a gaming channel called Abdallah Smash. He has a really excellent video just calling out the fearmongers. He pulls up the YouTube creators' blog post going into more detail about this issue. And he pulls up the FTC website, which goes into more detail about this issue. There is an exception in COPPA, the law, that talks about how they understand that there is content that is both adult and child directed. They understand that there are people that play video games that are adults, but children may also want to watch those videos because they also play those video games. They understand that, you know, it's a context related thing. It basically says that, like, they have discretion. There's wording in YouTube statements, or initial statements, when it's saying, how do you know if you are a for kids channel? And it refers to things like cartoon characters, bright colors, things like that. It's not saying that if you have bright colors in your video that you're gonna get in trouble, or if you have cartoon characters. Like, I've seen a lot of people freaking out, does this mean I can't do crafts with Doodlebug anymore because it's cute? That's not, even crafts that are directed at, like, you know, kids, as far as like a card for a child, that's different than a video that is aimed at children, that is trying to get children's eyeballs on the video. And again, this video by Abdallah Smash, that I'm going to link below, is far more A, concise, and B, well spoken than me, and it shows you directly on the website where these things are. But like, it even says that if for some reason they were to find you in violation to the point that they would fine you money, for starters, it says up to $42,000. It doesn't say the fine is $42,000. So that's for people that are like chronic offenders, people that, you know, are constantly going around the rules and the laws and the policies of YouTube and are being dinged. Maybe they're getting like a $500 fine or a $1,000 fine, and they're paying them and they're still going around it. That's what that's for. It says that they will use discretion. So if they were to come to me, and I'm this itty bitty YouTuber with just over 200 subscribers, I'm not even great at putting up videos consistently, I have no ad revenue, I've never had ad revenue, I only get X number of views per video, they're gonna look at that. They're not gonna find me $42,000 a video. The $42,000 is the deterrent. It's not the fine you'll get if they decide one video on your channel is not complying with COPPA. But if you aren't aiming your stuff at children, you are complying with COPPA. Like, the issue is not the law, the issue is YouTube. So I've rambled too much. Like I said, check out Abdallah Smash's video. It's a really great video. He goes in directly into the facts. He's a much better speaker than I am. And it's just a video that everyone should watch because it really breaks down, like, all this stuff you're hearing that the US government's gonna come after your little crafting channel because kids may watch crafting videos. That's all just fear-mongering, and that's panic. Yes, be concerned, but like I said, in my opinion, obviously none of this is legal advice. I should put that in there in case anybody decides to follow what I'm saying for some reason. Obviously, this is not legal advice. It's my own personal opinion. My opinion is, if you're going to be concerned about something, it should be YouTube itself, not the law. The law already existed. For me personally, my issue is more with YouTube. And what are they gonna do? Because their algorithms have been proven to not be smart. Even though they are learning, even once they've learned, they're still not very smart. That's why people are constantly getting demonetized. And that algorithm has been going for what? At least a year? I think longer than that. and it still hasn't figured this out. So that is what concerns me, that algorithms are going to see the word craft somewhere, or crafting, and immediately go, oh my god, children's channel, flag, flag, flag. And again, YouTube has been proven to not be particularly quick in reviewing those flags, whether they be by bots or by humans. So that is my biggest concern. I want more clarification from YouTube. They've made some clarification. They have actually, I do believe, put in their blog posts, pointed out that the FTC has an exception for general audience stuff. But again, does that mean your algorithm is going to have an exception for that? Is your algorithm going to know? I mean, there's been enough pushback from even bigger communities than the crafting community, like the gaming community and the toy collecting community, that I think they're going to have to figure out how to make their algorithms recognize this kind of thing. That video game doesn't mean kid, that crafting doesn't mean kid. But again, there hasn't been any assurance. So that's where my concern is. I am not concerned that the US government is going to come after my 200 subscriber channel. I'm not concerned that the US government is going to come after a 2,000 subscriber channel. If you are clearly making content for adults, I don't personally think there's going to be a problem with the law. Basically, stop panicking, stop fear-mongering, take a breath, think about this rationally. The law existed before YouTube screwed up. YouTube now is just trying to cover their butt, and that, again, is my biggest concern. Are they going to overdo it with the algorithm, make the algorithm too sensitive, like they did and still are doing with the apocalypse? But even then, I'm not panicking, because there's so many creators on this platform that would be adversely affected by YouTube being stupid about this, and that will adversely affect YouTube in the long run, or even in the short run. So if that starts happening, YouTube's gonna have to fix it real quick. I know it's a bigger issue for people who are making money, but you need to just don't contribute to the panic. Go read the things for yourself. Again, I will link Abdallah Smash's video below. It's an excellent video. I think it's the most concise, calm, level-headed discussion I have seen on this topic. Yes, it is a gaming channel, but like I said, they're an even bigger community that's going to be even more affected, because I'm pretty sure there's way more gamers that are monetized that have huge audiences than there are crafters. So if he can be calm about it, then the crafting community should be calm about it. Like I said, take it seriously and be concerned. Don't just brush it off as nothing. But I said, in my personal opinion, YouTube's reaction to this is far more concerning and worrying than the FTC, because that law already existed, and there's already exceptions for content like ours. And I think really the pressure needs to be on YouTube. The FTC, yes, they have some things they need to fix, and they've said they're working on that. YouTube is the one that's kind of like, oh well, we're gonna, like, ruin your life if we don't think your channel is not kid-friendly. Like, apparently the video, I haven't watched it, but I saw a clip in somebody else's video of YouTube's official video on the issue, and they're basically like, if we decide that you are child-friendly and you said you're not, we'll delete your whole channel and report you to the FTC. And it's just, like, they're fear-mongering because they're worried about getting sued again, or whatever it is, fined again. Just relax. I just really wanted to address this in my rambly, unique way. Like I said, please go check out Abdallah Smash's video. As far as I know, the changes aren't officially coming in to effect until January 1st now, not December 1st, apparently. There's time. You're probably gonna be fine. Again, my opinion, but the number of people that are panicking, and the number of thumbnails I'm seeing of people looking like they're near tears, and just like rubbing their head and just being like, oh my god, it just needs to stop, because it's not helping. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. Like I said, there's so many communities that are gonna be affected if YouTube starts wiping people out, that it's gonna screw them, and they're gonna have to fix it. Again, I hope this made sense. I hope that helped allay some fears, or at least led you to ways to educate yourself on the issue. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Don't panic. Don't fearmonger. I'll see you later.